I had to think back over my life when I had that experience. So when I was in high school, I was on the bowling team. I wasn't a big kid in high school. I was about 150 pounds soaking wet, and I wasn't really big enough to play football. I wasn't tall enough to play basketball, and I wasn't quick enough to really play baseball. But bowling I could do. Bowling was one of those things. And I joined the bowling league, and I was having a blast. You know, I was having a good old time bowling with my classmates. And the local professional at our bowling alley, he saw me bowling one day, and he says, "Hey, wow, it's Chris, you got a pretty good form. You ever thought about, you know, taking bowling more seriously?" And I was like, "Well, I really like to bowl, but no." He says, "Well, you know, I think just with a couple little minor adjustments, you know, I think you can be a really good bowler." And so, of course, you know, my head's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, yeah, this would be fun. So this gentleman, he started coaching me. And within a couple of months, my average went from the low 130s to about 170, 175. And he had really improved my game tremendously. And, of course, then I was hooked. You know, then I had dreams of being the pro bowler on television. You know, I wanted to be on there, you know, Chris Foster, the final frame. That was, you know, instead of scoring the one touchdown, I wanted to bowl that 300 on television. Well, sadly in my life, at that particular moment, about a year after I'd met Kenny, my mom was in the midst of some transition in her life. And she became somewhat jealous of the time that Kenny would spend with me. And he started becoming uncomfortable with the fact that he was making my mom uncomfortable. And so he started sort of pushing me away a little bit. And of course, this was very disappointing to me because he was like, I just looked at him like he was a big brother. I didn't think much of him other than he was a bowling coach and a mentor and somebody I could learn from. And I could tell it became increasingly uncomfortable for him to be around me. And I attributed it to the fact that my mother was just uncomfortable with the fact that she had issues in her life, and he felt like he was interfering with our relationship, and that was the last thing he wanted to do. But he told me one day, one of our final practice sessions, he says, "Chris, there's nothing else I can teach you. You know how to do everything. All you need to do is work at it. You know how to throw the ball. You know how to align your shot. You know how to make your spares. You know how to line up to convert a split or convert a spare. There's nothing else I can teach you, son. You got to work at it." And of course, I didn't want to hear this. I wanted all of his bowling knowledge to just automatically leap into my body and me to be like the top bowler in the town, just like that. No, it didn't happen. But I did continue to work at it. And after a stint in the Navy, I got out of the Navy in 1987. I joined the bowling league. Averaged about 180. The following year, I averaged around 185. Then the following year, I was around 190. The following year, 195. Got up to where one year I was bowling in 4 different leagues, and I carried a 200 average in all 4 of them. And on July 2nd, 1994, I bowled 300. I also bowled, shortly thereafter, I bowled my highest series ever, where I had a 3-game series of 742. So Kenny was right. I had it. I had it all along. I just had to realize it. Just like the disciples had to realize that they too had the power to heal. They too had the power to inspire. They too had the power to lift up those who were afflicted. We all have that power within us. This was just a microcosm of my life that I think embodied the lesson. Funny thing is, I don't even bowl anymore. I quit bowling probably about 9 years ago. And I've probably bowled just very little in the time since I've left the sport. I sort of keep these around as my mementos. Great memories. I have no desire to go back down that road. I just think that in all of our lives, no matter how we express, whether it be bowling or whether it be through music, or through ministry, or through other professions that we have, is that those times when we have the doubt of who we are and what we are and how great we can be, that is the challenge for us to recognize that Christ within us, that light within us. Maybe just have my undergrad degree, but maybe I can get my master's degree. Or maybe I can get my master's degree. Maybe if I have my master's degree, maybe I can get my doctorate or my PhD. That greatness that calls within us is already there. I always said that from the moment that I started playing the guitar when I was just a little kid, when I was 4 years old, I'm every bit of the musician that I am today. Just not realized fully and completely. But through our alignment and in tuning in, we can be all that we're here to be. So I wanted to close the talk with a song that I think embodies this, and it's a beautiful song by Daniel Nahman that Chris is going to help me.
You're writing